Hey friends, welcome back to Whiskey and Wit. I'm so excited to finally be filming today's video for you guys to share how we found out we were pregnant, how we told our parents, and how the first trimester went for me. So stay tuned. So currently I am 21 and a half weeks pregnant. So I am just super behind on this. Now, if you follow me on here regularly or over on my Instagram, you know that this first kind of leg of pregnancy has been pretty hard for me. But the good news is we just recently had our gender reveal, so stay tuned for that video. And I'm feeling a lot better. So I wanted to sit down while I had the time and the moment of feeling better to really be able to kind of put these memories on film so that I had them, Alex had them, our family had them for years to come, but then also to share with you guys because you've been so supportive of this journey with us. So let's rewind all the way to the beginning. So this story really starts for everything to kind of fall into place back this June, so June 2019. I was super stressed at work, and it had been probably 6 or 7 months since we had started trying to have a baby. And so after a few months of, not kind of knowing, taking tests, having them come back, as, negative pregnancy tests, it, really was kind of taking a toll on me. And I definitely want to acknowledge that I know that there are a ton of people struggling for multiple years to get pregnant. So I definitely want to preface that with, I see you, and definitely, send out prayers to those people. But, this is just the story and kind of how it all came together for our family. So after about 7 months, I was just really stressed out, and it was a lot, and there were only a couple people that really knew kind of what was going on, and I did that on purpose. But then in kind of June, we had decided that, I had a big show for work. Alex was going to be traveling, and then July was going to be crazy. So we just weren't going to do the whole app and tracking and all the things because that was just overwhelming. And so we didn't. Trying to get pregnant is not something that people talk about. I mean, unless you're talking with your best friend or your mom or your sister, it's not a really common thing that people talk about. And so it's not really something that you kind of know what's going on. It's the same thing with all the negative aspects of pregnancy and birth. I feel like no one talks about that kind of stuff. And so it's just something you kind of have to Google for yourself. And let me tell you, Google is a scary place when you're pregnant. I went into June, and I had been doing keto for a couple months. And that relates because when I was late in June, I seriously would have bet money on the fact that it was keto's effect on my body. I was loving keto. It really helped with my mental fog. I felt amazing. And I really think it did also help clean up my diet during when we were trying to conceive. So I definitely loved it and would recommend. I'm not currently doing it because I'm pregnant, but it's something I would definitely do again. And so come June, I was just oh, that's totally what it is. The Friday after I'd missed my period, so almost a week, I had taken a pregnancy test on Friday before work, and it had said negative. And so I was like, okay, that's not what it is, but I had just thought just in case. And so I had put the pregnancy test in the garbage and went on with my life. So that night, came home, Alex and I had a couple drinks, watched a movie, made dinner, etc. And right before we were going to bed, Alex saw the test sitting on the top of the garbage and said, I think this is positive. And I was like, no, it's probably an evaporation line that's been sitting there since the morning. But that comment just kind of ate at me, and something in my gut said, you need to take another test to be sure, especially with drinking and all these things. So the next morning I was going to go meet my mom and do some, fun stuff out at their house that day. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to take a test in the morning so I kind of know what's going on. So the last test I had in the house, because I had bought a few up front when we had started trying, was a digital test. And I was like, okay, I'm going to use this as a confirmation. Took it, and it said blink, 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 error. And so that was great. I don't have any other tests in the house. So I'm like, cool. So I went and hung out with my mom. We came back home. I grabbed some tests at the store, and then I took them Sunday morning. and I took the first test, and in about a couple seconds it turned. And honestly, I wish I would have recorded it just for memory's sake, but I didn't. I was in the moment. But I took the first one. Oh my God, I'm shaking. I don't believe this though. I mean, that's a strong line. Okay, well now I gotta go tell Alex that this just, I mean, that is. The line was very, very dark very quickly. And then I took a second one just to be sure. And here is what happened after I took that second one. Oh my gosh. So I took a second one because I was convinced I screwed it up somehow, but yep. And the one I just took was not first thing in the morning. So holy cow. Holy cow. The kicker is that Alex's mom and grandpa are coming in 30 minutes, and we like need to go to the doctor and do all those things before we can tell anyone anything. So this is gonna be slightly difficult, but we're gonna try this. Hence why my hair is like this, because I'm getting ready. But holy moly. That's us pregnant. So as you can see, the lines were very dark, and at that point, my life changed forever, Alex's life changed forever, our family's life changed forever. And so the kicker was, as you heard, Alex's mom and grandpa were coming over for lunch, so we really just had to kind of button it up, call it a day, and really just keep that to ourselves. So we really went back and forth on do we tell, do we not, but I really just wanted to go to the doctor, make sure everything was okay, make sure that I had taken the test correctly. I know, silly, but just all the things that go through your head. So went to the doctor, took that test, took their test, they confirmed, did the ultrasound. So then it got crazy because we had a chunk of time between when we found out with the doctor to when we could literally consecutively tell our parents. It was really important for us that we told my parents, Alex's mom, and Alex's dad at the same time. We ended up then incorporating my dad's parents. My mom's parents are no longer alive. And then also Alex's mom's dad and Alex's dad's mom. So I really wanted to do something cute for them. And so I did some DIY little sonogram frames, which really, it was fun to be able to wait until after the appointment. So we had these pictures, and we did Alex's mom first, and we ended up doing a kind of photo reveal with her and Alex's dad. And we had a little letter board that said, you know, room under construction, which is the room I'm sitting in now, which is going to become the baby's nursery. And then, you know, it said coming March 2020 because that's my due date.
Out of the house now?
No.
No, I started doing some work in the old Whitney's office. Can you see that?
There'll be two running around here soon.
Uh-oh. Where's the baby? Uh-oh.
I'm sick, but I'm good. I'm shaking. I feel like the worst things I do today. I'm like, oh, it's a It's like, what's going on? Ben, are you gonna have a baby cousin? Are you gonna have a baby cousin? Can you say baby cousin?
Hey Ben, you say baby cousin? Baby, baby cousin. No.
Oh, you're kidding. Congratulations. Oh, that's wonderful.
I'm glad we can tell you. It's really crazy month, so. And just the overwhelming like emotion that we were able to feel when we told them was so cool. And then next up were my parents.
No, there's a lot of tissue paper in there. I did. We're gonna die! Come home now! I'm so happy.
Congratulations.
I'm dying to tell you, but we haven't all been together.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
Dad.
thank you, thank you.
Congratulations.
And then my little brother didn't know what we were doing, so he walked away. So then we had another reveal to tell him he was gonna be an uncle.
Look at this, I made mom do it. I thought you were up here, and then you're like, where's Ray?
Congratulations.
Yeah. So there'll be a baby at the wedding.
Hey, three.
And then last but not least, okay, we're headed to my dad's parents' house, and this is the sign that I made for them. And the plan is we're just gonna walk in and say hi because we haven't seen them in a while, and I'm gonna tell my grandma that I had to buy the sign for her because it made me think of her. And hopefully once she sees this little one down here, it'll make sense, but we may have to clear, but we'll see.
Okay, let's see. Show us the ball. I had that feeling when you walked in.
I was like, get off the phone, Grandma.
Oh, how wonderful! Oh.
I had that feeling when you walked in there. I said, oh, you usually don't come around.
I know you've been working at this for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm so
Hey,
happy
practice
for
makes
you.
perfect.
So we told them at the end of July, and then waited, you know, until I was out of the first trimester to make the announcement, which if you follow me on Instagram, you saw those photos. I highly recommend just getting a friend, and if you're planning on doing, you know, some sort of announcement pictures, get a couple props. I had a letterboard laying around. I grabbed a really cute onesie at Target, some little booties, and we just took some pictures outside at my parents'. My brother and my future sister-in-law helped us do those, and they are just some of the best memories, and I'm so excited to just have those and you know, be able to have those memories. So as far as how I've been feeling, so the first trimester was really rough for me. I was fine for the first maybe 6 weeks, and then that put me around 5-ish weeks. That put me around the 4th of July, and we were coming back from a trip on the road in traffic, and all of a sudden it just hit me. So a lot of people told me to do like salty snacks and like lemonade and things like that, and that stuff just didn't sound good to me. So for me, the best thing that I could do to really make myself not feel nauseous 24/7 was to drink apple juice. But it worked really well for me. I drink apple juice a lot when I fly on an airplane. You know, a grown adult ordering apple juice looks a little funny, but you know, it helps me, it calms my stomach. So if you're not a lemonade person and you're looking for a way to calm like motion sickness, morning sickness, I would try the apple juice. The only other thing that was really crazy as far as food, other than like not really wanting to eat at all, is I went from Kraft mac and cheese being my guilty pleasure to literally not wanting to see the box at all. We bought like a Costco sized box of Kraft mac and cheese, and I had gotten sick a couple times, and I was like, cannot do that. So definitely fingers crossed that comes back, because I loved Kraft mac and cheese, but does not sound that great now. It's getting better, but yeah, just definitely not on the top of my list of things that I want to eat. The other thing early on that I had a craving for, probably the first like 8 weeks, were strawberry milkshakes. And I'm a big believer in like signs and fate, and you know, people that have passed on, you know, you see them in cardinals and things like that. And my mom's dad actually loved strawberry milkshakes, and so I hadn't had them since high school, and having a craving for that just kind of made me feel like they know and they're watching. So that was kind of a cool thing. And if you're not, you know, if you think that's too woo-woo, then to each their own. But you know, I'm gonna run with that because you know, I am. Yeah, for the most part, between working full-time and trying to do a channel and, you know, just like keep up with general things, I get really super tired. I still get a little bit of nausea, but I do feel better. And I hope to do, you know, a full second trimester video once I get to 28 weeks and kind of recap all of that and kind of what's going on. But for the most part now, you know, it's a lot of fatigue, it's a lot of kind of pains. All right, so that was a lot of information, but I really just wanted to come on and share with you guys how the first trimester went, share about how we told our parents, and really just kind of level set you before I shared information about our gender reveal, because, you know, I just was like, I'm pregnant, and then I went away. So I'm sorry about that, but thank you so much for your love and support. I really appreciate all the messages that you send when you check on me on other videos, ask how I'm feeling, things like that. It means the world. It's kind of cool to be able to share this experience with all of you guys. You know, you've come here for crafts, DIYs, you know, whatever made you hit that subscribe button for Whiskey and Whit, but I really do appreciate that you guys are also here in support of our family and things like that. So thank you so much for all the awesome comments, and stay tuned because the gender reveal is coming soon. I have all that footage, so that's why I had to get my butt here to record this, to tell you guys all about the first chunk of the pregnancy so we can talk about the second chunk. So stay tuned for that. Hit subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss that video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!